Check 1 2. Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. See what's going on in the building, family. We got interviews coming up, family. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready? We got some bomb interviews coming up, man. I told you, man. We gonna keep it hot. That mean we gonna keep it hot. That mean, how y'all doing today? Where everybody at? That's right. I need to know where everybody at. All right, I'm waiting on y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of time. Get up in here. Let me go ahead and see what I got. Let me see what y'all got up here. We gonna give y'all a little bit of time. That man. Come on. Come on. Y'all reached the wrong station tonight. And I just laugh.
Puppy Akute and Lola Bube to the family. 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 Puppy Akute and Lola Bube to the family.
Come on, man.
I'm waiting on y'all. How y'all doing, family? Give me 1 second. And we gonna get this started. You know how we do. Anyway, give y'all some updates. Check, 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 check. 1 2 1 2. All right. Let's see what we're gonna do. Check, 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 check. 1 2 1 2. Let me see who in the building. All right. Let me see who in the building. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Who in the building? How y'all doing? I don't see nobody. How y'all doing? Everybody all right? Y'all kind of quiet out there. Y'all got scared because the brother Jay came in the building with his lights flashing or something. What happened? Last night y'all got shook. Where y'all at? And I mean, Jay done shook y'all up. Brother Jay, you in the building today? Everybody say, man, you had on your cape, your Tariq Nasheed cape last night, bro. Were you caping, capping? What were you doing? Is Brother Jay in the building? Somebody, what's up, Sister Candy Chambers? How you doing? Everybody hit that like button on the way in there. I mean, hey, did anybody seen Brother Jay? Has anybody seen Brother Jay? They claim Brother Jay was capping or caping. One of the two. Anybody seen Brother Jay? That's right. That's right. Kings and queens, be sure to come get this knowledge and the truth from the one and only G.S. the Huckabee. Family, we got a good show here for you tonight. We're going to be talking about a brother, Marcus Counts. Anybody? How about all these Marcuses? They be acting a plumb fool. Anybody know that? Marcus Sanders, Marcus Thomas, and Marcus Counts. Yeah. I mean, Marcus just be acting a plumb fool. So, fam, we're going to be talking about that tonight. And I'm going to give y'all the backstory. So, I remember, if y'all don't remember, let me babble a little bit while everybody come in. I remember one time, right, when I first gave ear to this internet stuff, I literally thought these people were genuine. I was one who thought that they were serious. And bar none, when you're talking about the people that was on Sinetta platform, I literally thought that they was moving on something noble and righteous. You know what I'm saying? I literally thought they was moving on something noble and righteous. And back then, 2013, 2014 is when I got introduced to it. And I was like, wow, this is all right. You know, people really trying to move on some of the information that we had talked about, you know what I mean, for years. You know, I'm like, wow. And one of the things that I noticed is that the shift happened around 2015, where all the people that was doing these lectures on health, doing these lectures on Kemet, doing these lectures on Moorish, I would begin to see that, hold up, some of this stuff is pseudo. Like, goodness gracious. Especially the Moorish stuff. The Moorish stuff was so bizarre. I was like, man, I never learned that stuff. And I always thought that I was around Moors that had connections to Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And I said, I ain't never heard none of this stuff. And one of the guys who would use some of that Moorish fluff would be Ali Muhammad. In fact, he went by the name of Ali Muhammad Bey at the time. And he would use some of that Moorish fluff, you know what I mean? Driving without a license and secure creditor and all of this old weird stuff, right? Nevertheless, I just thought it was an alternative teaching. I didn't think it was something detrimental to, the Moorish thought. I said, okay, just alternative teachings. Anyway, long story short, I remember at the Freddie Gray riots, and I reached out to some of these conscious brothers, and he was one of them. I was like, how do we deal with, the city is in an uproar. The powers that be, they just backing up. They just got like corralled. They got everybody corralled, basically cornered in, and just hold the tab. Go ahead, tear it up, and basically that was doing. And I remember like it was yesterday, and I got the email. One day I'm gonna show the email. He said, I'm gonna write you a letter, and thank you, brother. He said, I'm gonna write you a letter, and you take this to them, and they will cease all that they're doing. Like, this is a powerful brother, Ali Muhammad. So to mention, I ain't take that letter nowhere. I said, this man crazy. I'm gonna go to the government with some letter he done wrote me on the internet. Like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead, stand out here and see how I can calm the storm. But anyway, long story short, the next thing that I would know is that after all of what I thought was an alternative teaching of more science and kinetic science and all of this stuff, the battles came. And once the battles came, everything went out the door. Ali Muhammad would attack the Moors. He would attack Prophet Noble Drew Ali. He would attack his own teacher. Because he come through the Nation of Islam. He began to attack those in the nation. I mean, he just went all the way out. And when I say attack, I don't mean just a disagree. I'm talking about nasty and mean. Like, I disagree with people, but I do my best not to be nasty. You know what I mean? Because that ain't even in my DNA. But he would be nasty, mean, and disrespectful. And so, man, so here we are today. But all the nasty and mean and disrespectful stuff that he came with the Moor Science Temple of America, he got to atone for it. And so with that being said, we're going to make all of these grifters and all of these crazy people atone for all of this mischievousness. So family, I want to take 2 minutes to get y'all in y'all seat. And you know what I mean?
All right, here we go
Y'all
again.
wake up.
Yeah.
I play this song.
Time to check some people.
Around this Freddie Gray time. When I wrote this.
I guess I gotta do.
But fam, we about to turn up.
What I gotta do.
I need everybody to share this. That's right. I'm gonna take me. Hey, what's up, Vega?
Truth, peace, and freedom.
Brother Vega, what it do?
Won't nobody do it, leave it to me, I will. You lames, you gotta chill. You so not real.
Not real.
I've been watching you fake snakes acting different.
Oh, I gotta turn it up.
In the hood and don't get public assistance, man. My people be
I gotta turn it up.
when they think they better. All type of degrees, still dumber than ever. So corrupt and foul, but they know how to hide. They polish their life and look good on the outside. But pull the veil back and I expose them all. They be tricking worse than them shorties up in the mall. Getting high as a kite, beating they wife and got a mistress and got enough to look down on you. Them brothers is cursed, even worse than the know not. We know who you are, but all the heck you do is throw shots. We see what you got. Okay, you made it through school. Okay, you overcame. Lord, homie, that's cool. That's cool.
Hey, family, welcome to another edition of MORR World TV.
Came up with your little education.
I'm your host, Brother Taga Xi-Ali.
And my peeps.
Hey.
We'll keep on looking down. That's right.
That's right.
And watch.
Because we on the come up.
We on the come up. That's right, fam. Let's go. I'm sick and tired of these lame old frauds. Keep picking up the mic device, acting so hard. I've been through that fire, the type of things you never heard of. Little lanes like you will commit self-murder. You acting like life's so sweet over a beat. In the street without your heat, you clowns is weak. In the spot, in the box, you straight mince meat. Them tattoo tears make you look like a geek. Little sideshow freak, acting like they G, acting like they me, or who I used to be. But they all be embellishing, no effing intelligence. Taking care of your seeds, irrelevant, impressing them shorties, cause she got a little shape. But her nail and her weave, her whole style is fake. How can she be a dime, her brain flat line? Her birth canal is probably foul as swine. Oh, yeah. Spit a few bars, somebody put you on, now you act like you hard. You ain't hard.
What up, E-Bill?
You straight bluffing.
Man, we gonna have the album dropping, fam. We gonna get it out before the 25th. Before the 25th, I promise.
I'm trying to tell you all, just wake up. How many lives will we destroy to get caked up? How much time will it take us to even the score? How many dope fiend babies on the NICU floor? How many queens gotta turn into crackhead whores before we understand our savior is yet to be born? We got our eyes to the sky, the solution is in us. God put that with us. We born winners, we choose to be sinners. I play Allah, forgive us and forgive me for the way that I choose to deliver. But my message is the same as the Moorish Quran, but I say it in a way that certain people will respond. So go ahead, talk, ridicule and judge me, and go and sit around and watch things get ugly when it all fall apart. The people you look down on, they be the only one that you can count on. For shit ain't look like your mother, father, sister, or friend. We need to realize we all we got in the end. Ain't nobody coming to your rescue but you. Instead of running your mouth, won't you see what you can do? Your life is only worth what you sacrifice. And black people, stop being so trifling. Asiatics, stop being so trifling. Come on, people, stop being so trifling. It's time for us to come up. We gotta stop playing, man.
Let me get you more in. Sister Jamillah in the building.
Stop backing like you
We about to get busy.
All right, here we go again.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Yeah.
One more, family.
Islam.
I'm just waiting on y'all.
Trying to be your friend, man.
I can't talk to myself.
Time for your friend, bro. Help me out. Meet me halfway. Come on. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. Now let me be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. You let me be your friend. Peace and love. Hey yo, I used to be a thug until I met the prophet. Now I'm all about love, truth, peace, and freedom till I return to Allah. One day we gon' meet him. I'm all about justice. That's the focus of the message. Sometimes Asiatics make me wanna forget the lessons. I be all up in my passion from all the Moorish passion. All things considered, I start laughing. A grown man with
Jay in the building.
Another calling us Neanderthal, and he all pale. I mean, for real, this is what it come to, my brother. We got nothing better to do than talk.
You got Jay in the building.
Scholarly, or we can be godly. We are the children of our father, and the breast of our mother has nursed us all. And first of all, we beefing while the bean trying to murk us all. You need to chill, my brother. Tell the elder the same, cause on the real, my man, I'm really both them things. I can take the feds off and get back in the low, and return to the state where they used to call me dope. But no, I'm rolling with the prophet of Allah. I want love, not war. Standing on that floor, and I'm holding the square. The compass and the axe that might be too deep. Yo, let's not get off track. See, our prophet was an adept. Do you know what that is? An Egyptian adept is a brother who lived by the universal science developed in the Nile. We call it Islamism, but it's the same, my child. Sit at the foot of a master. I train you up, but I might have to bang you up. I still love you. And those that's talking that this ain't Islam, everything the prophet brought is in the Quran. All the other stuff, prostrate and cover up, is just the start. And there's space to me, the law is the heart. You can dress like Imhotep, or you can dress like a herb. By the Moorish American Muslim unifies the word. You can say what you want about Dr. Joe, but he gave you different variations of the same thought. You don't appreciate that. You won't appreciate me. Appreciate the holy and divine true Ali. People refuse to admit it. He the never did it. Europeans hope that the Moors would forget it, but we here, strong, alive and well, resurrected from hell, with a story to tell. So pay attention and listen, and consider the facts. You know it's humanly impossible for you to be black. I guess the Chinaman is yellow, a Mexican is brown. Just think for a second how ridiculous it sounds. We can turn it around, but we must unite. It's okay to disagree, but we don't have to fight. Cause if we have to fight, you know how we get. I'm still learning to love. No, I'm not there yet. So work with me, fam, and I'ma work with you. And let's all work together and do what we gotta do. Cause on the real side, we haven't made no progress since 1929 when the prophet left the flesh. We got an Asiatic president, men marrying men, psycho shooting up a club and don't see his own sin. And those that say they conscious, that took your bucks. Move straight to Hollywood and straight living it up. And y'all bigging it up, straight cheesing and grinning. But it was your bread to help them send it off in the beginning. Be careful what you put in your soul, cause it could blind you. Unfortunately, some people get paid to misguide you, misguide you. Oh yeah, I wanna be your friend. Peace and love, let me be your friend. Peace and love, I said you ain't never, and you would never. You ain't never, ever, ever. You ain't never met a more like this, and you ain't never, ever, ever gonna meet one again. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love, so let me be your friend. Peace and love, oh yeah, you ain't never met a more like this, and you ain't never, ever, ever gonna meet one again. So let me be your friend. Peace and love, so let me be your friend. Peace and love, I wanna be your friend. Yeah, let me be your friend.
Yeah.
We ain't trying to be enemies.
I'm trying to wait for y'all to get
I wanna be your, yo, let me be your, I wanna be your friend.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, yeah.
We gotta put it on the record anyway. Ali Muhammad, your turn is today. So here we go. Ali Muhammad, your turn is today.
Check 1, 2. It's time to expose the frauds. It's time for us to go hard. It's time to expose the frauds. It's time for us to go hard. It's time to expose the frauds. It's time for us to go hard. It's time to expose the frauds. It's time for us to go hard. It's time to expose the frauds. It's time for us to go hard. First of all, let me welcome y'all to Moore's World TV. Come on, it's time to go. Ain't nobody gonna deceive me. Deceive who? Deceive you. Never watch. Time to go pull out the pot.
I'm right here.
Don't be tripping on them frauds when you're rolling with your guard. Hey, Crip, Sonny,
I'm here. You can't hear me?
That's me. And got Sean from the Shy Candy Chain.
I'm here.
It's in soon now. Anybody that can get it if they gripping on the fam. Moore's World TV, investigating all scams. Don't check my track, and please don't front. Don't keep it a buck. I ain't the wrong one from Sinetta and Polite and Tatar Street Bay, Malik, Zulu, Shabazz, and Grandmaster J. Word to God to all the frauds. I bought a few of these, but they ain't nothing. What? How'd I do to Tariq Allah Nasheed? Welcome to another edition of Moore's World TV. I'm your host, Brother Tahaka Bay. Let's get on these frauds' neck and let's shut them down. Let's go. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. That's right, let everybody know what's going down. Moore's World TV. I'm gonna watch on you. Shut it down. Share this to these platforms. Thumbs up. The show starts now. Let's get it. Hey, when you get my age, you gotta be the cabbage patch in the chair. You gotta be the cabbage patch in the chair. That's how I. So anyway, family. Welcome to another edition of Moore's World TV. I'm your host, Brother Tahaka Bay. I gave y'all the backdrop earlier about Brother Dr. Ali Muhammad. Y'all know he's one of the, if there was a class of grifting, in my book, this is my opinion. If there was a class of grifting, you have copper, you have bronze, you have silver, you have platinum. He would be titanium. I mean, what's above platinum? He got a long history in this grifting thing. But family, I think I'm going to hear some stories tonight that I'm not that familiar with. You know what I'm saying? But he's a platinum plus grifter. I'm telling you, I know these things because I've been covering them for the last few years. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, let me bring my guests in. And I hope everything runs smoothly, because every time we use this platform
to talk about these grifters, there's always some choppy feed. Every single time I wanted to use my secret weapon feed, but when you talk about these questionable people like this guy, we're going to talk about it in a minute, the feed always get choppy. So Sister Jamillah, if your feed get choppy and drop off, try to hit the link and come back on, but it never fails. It never fails. Now, I don't know what you know, but I can't wait to hear what you know. I know what I done researched, but I want to know what you experienced. So with that being said, Sister Jamillah, can you come on in, open your mic? I think I muted you for 1 second, but I just unmuted you. There you go. I just unmuted you. You can unmute yourself then. I'm going to leave your controls alone. Sis, come in and tell us a little bit about yourself. There's a little something so we know what we talk about. Now, don't come up here like Brother J now. You come up here like Brother J talking about you was in the FOI, and I say, sis, show me a karate move. And then you start talking about, I ain't got to show you no my karate moves. You're going to try to know who I am. Don't come in. You know the FOI no karate moves.
Right, I got you. No, I got you. All right, so a little. Okay, so a little bit about me. Who am I? I actually came from the Nation of Islam. I mean, I think every Black person then came through something, right? Around 96, 97. So I know my captain and I know my mosque. You know, my mosque was mosque number 12 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Hold up, sis. You can't be telling people that they might be investigating, see if you from a mosque.
They could investigate if they want.
So what mosque is that?
Mosque number 12. Muhammad's mosque number 12 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. And who was your captain? Captain Tazaria?
My captain, at the time that I got registered, my captain was Sister Gail Muhammad.
There we go. See how simple that was, family. That's all the brother asked, or I asked last night. He said, I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a major secret. So what year did you join? What year did you join the NOI?
So I got registered 96, 97.
Oh, 96, 97.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can think 96, 97. Yeah, it was popping in 96 and 97. They was
doing
a lot of work. Yeah, they was doing a lot of work. And what I think about is back in the day, you know, we will always see NOI always in the mix. You know what I mean? Whether they was doing security right in the projects here in Baltimore, whether they was on the corner selling bean pies, or whether they was giving a lecture, whether they was doing something. Those days are pretty much long gone. I know that here Mosque number 6 in Baltimore, the brothers do try to keep it rolling, you know, but it just ain't like it used to be. It's just not like it used to be. So how long were you registered functioning within the NOI, and are you still a part of NOI?
Okay, so once you're registered, there actually is a way to get to not be registered anymore. It's actually in the Constitution. Right. But I didn't go through those channels because a lot of things have changed. So, you know, that's what I have to do. So once you're registered, you're always registered. So I'm still in their database. It just says inactive. Okay. Right. And it says inactive because obviously I'm not actively going out to meetings, nor am I paying charity. So that makes you inactive. Okay. But my name is always still in the nation's program database. You'll always see my name and all that. But they just kind of, you know how they got to save the 7-year file thing when they get audited, because it's a business. So they still have to have their members on the database. So I'm still in the database, but I'm listed as inactive. I became inactive around 2013. So yeah.
Okay. So around 2013. So are you still and I gotta ask you just to set the platform. Stephen X, that's right. Stephen X said you accurate. If Stephen say you accurate, you accurate. Now Stephen X, he's a moderator, but he's I think he's solid when it comes to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And He's a real brother. He knows that I may disagree philosophically, but we agree that we got the same enemy on our neck, want to take us out and not to let us come up. I think we over that. I think we over the fact that Prophet Noble Drew Ali, it may not be his cup of tea for liberation, and Elijah and Master Fard may not be my cup of tea. But one thing for sure and two things for certain, we got the same oppressor on our neck, and that's our cup of tea to get up out of this demonstration. So shout out to my brother Stephen X. You know what I mean? But with that being said, sis, are you still a faithful believer in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad / or Master Fard Muhammad / Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
Well, I'm going to say always the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Yes, always. But I'm more of a believer. I consider myself a knower. I've done enough study. I put enough work in to know what I know. And even what I was taught, the doctrine, I still know what I know behind the doctrine. So I don't know if that was clear, but as far as the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is concerned, I know that to be the accuracy of it, as far as what I know. Yes.
I got you. So with that being said, do you stand by, and I gotta say it, sis, man, listen, I got a message today from a brother, right? And he said a brother in the nation had mentioned that probably you be disrespectful. And I really don't be disrespectful, but the brother just be mad because I pose real questions and real conversations and we don't have it. But nevertheless, and so this is no mean to be disrespectful for anybody, but I asked the raw questions. Are you a supporter, follower, believer in the expression of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teachings under the leadership of the Minister Louis Farrakhan?
No. I can explain why I'm saying no.
Now you don't have to explain if you don't want to, because I don't want to. I don't want people always. When I ask these questions, it's only to give us an idea of who we're talking to and what we're talking about. I mean, many people like, oh, he got it out for the minister. I really don't. You know what I mean? I really don't. But if you want to, now I'm here to hear it.
Well, here's the thing. I think we're all pretty familiar with the split and, this faction going this way and this person say, I follow this and I follow that, because you still even have a group that still, profess to be followers of Grifting. You have, people that profess to be followers of Farrakhan, followers of Elijah Muhammad. So you still have that going on the outside. But the teachings is the teachings, no matter how you slice, dice, or whatever the case may be. But we're talking more about an understanding of what the teachings are. Because everybody don't study. People read a couple of books, blah, 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 and they want to regurgitate what they read. So it's a big difference about, who's studying and who's not. So I study for myself. I don't study for nobody else. I don't study to be part of a group. Everyone has a sojourn. So obviously my sojourn came through the Nation of Islam, because that's what I was accustomed to when I was a child. We listened to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, his tapes in the house. Farrakhan didn't come so much later, but I was always attracted to doing something for our people. I was a bit of an activist back in school. I grew up in Boston, Massachusetts. I got receipts on it. If you want receipts, I got receipts on who I am. But I was always involved in humanitarian efforts. So naturally, I joined something like the Nation of Islam as I got older and got exposed to it in Philadelphia.
Exactly. And so one of the
things as far as Farrakhan is concerned, even being part of the nation and, soldiering and all that, there was just things that, you kind of get wind of. And because I do my own study, I'm paying attention. So
there they go. Told you, family. Every single time. It never fails. Every single time. And so basically, family, I like to ask these questions. I should have went through the other platform. It never fails, fam. I started. Did y'all start hearing the popping? Y'all started hearing the pop. I heard the popping. I heard the popping in my ear, like it was a bad connection, and then bing. You see what I'm saying? It's that's how it be happening. That's how it be happening. She be back. She be back.
Oh, we back. Yeah, we back.
Now
I mean, you said it was gonna happen, so yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And this is a common thing, so we can work around
yeah,
it.
that's fine.
But
No
but
worries.
the other platform I got into late, so the other platform, it just takes a little bit much to set up to bring you in. But
Okay.
we good right here. So you said about Farrakhan.
So as far as Farrakhan, obviously, you know, it was familiar to me, you know, so Farrakhan was really big in the 90s, you know, as far as what he was, you know, teaching and things. But my major connection was he kept mentioning the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's name. And so the Elijah Muhammad was more familiar to me because that's what my mother, those are the tapes that my mother would play over and over again. But by Farrakhan mentioning his name, and it was looking like the duck. So I said, well, I'm gonna go for it and see if it's really the duck. Right. And so once I came in, you know, I didn't grow up under the specifics of the NOI, but when I came in, I liked the structure. I liked how the classes were run. And it appeared that, you know, it was pro women because I'm always about, you know, the upliftment of the sisters. I'm always about looking out for the sisters. And my track record says everything that I'm saying is to be the truth. And so I really like the sisterhood. I like everything about the nation. And I like everything about Mosque Number 12. I mean, always got to shout out Mosque Number 12, Philadelphia. Back in the 90s, we was doing our thing. You know, we was working. We was always busy. And I got all my training at Mosque Number 12. But something changed in about the year 2000, okay? It changed for me in my personal life, but it also changed in that local mosque, okay? And the nation in general. And things weren't sitting well with me, especially me going through a personal trial I was going through. So my first experience of my trial was not getting the support that I expected to get because I'm a member, you know, and if you're a member of something and you're going through some difficulties, you expect support from the group that you say you belong to. You know, it's 1 and 1 equals 2. Unfortunately, you know, this, that, and the other transpired. You know, it was kind of like I had to fight for my rights, and it was everything it wasn't supposed to be, you know, and it was very disappointing, but it's a life experience, and what it does, it sharpens you because now you understand how things are. So long story short, deep down more into my studies that I became. And so now I've arrived to a comfortable place where I could definitely say the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings are right and exact, just not the way people think they are. So you got to put that little piece on it because it boils down to an understanding. Go ahead.
Would you say the teachers are being misrepresented, and that's where the confusion lies, not in the expression as expressed by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but the expression from second, third, fourth parties?
Well, I'm not going to say misrepresented. I'm saying misinterpreted. That's even deeper.
Okay, I got you.
Because when you don't even understand it, you can't even teach it properly. You can only teach it from your own perspective. So we're at a perspective of the one that's teaching it at this point. And we've been there for a very long time because it's not that raw teaching. It's not exactly what's in the books. A lot of things have been, you know, omitted, you know what I mean? And kind of fashioned and shaped into, you know, a certain agenda. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens when you get control of a situation, you try to make it yours. And this is perfect segue into, I'm gonna call him Brother Marcus because that's how I met him. He always Brother Marcus to me. But this is a great segue into the conversation when we brought him to Muhammad's Islamic Academy.
So when did you?
Oh, you want me to keep going?
No. You said you met him as
because I was about to introduce.
You said you met him as Marcus. How did you meet him as Marcus? Because even was it Marcus?
Brother Marcus.
Was he ever Marcus?
Well, no. I mean, like, even though, no, when we come in the nation and you get your X, no one has it, like, you know how Malcolm X is Malcolm X? No one calls each other X. We just know we got X'd up. So that's how, you know, that's just what it is.
We be like Brother X, Robert X, Troy X.
Nah.
I'm in Baltimore, we really do that though.
We call them by their first name. So he was Brother Marcus in the mosque.
Yeah, I got you.
He was Brother Marcus. But he didn't stick around too long though. He was only there very briefly. Yeah.
Okay. Because even like he went to college and he got the fake certificate, like he graduated from college. He was only there briefly.
Say it again, because it cut out. Yeah.
I said even when he was in college,
it's choppy.
It's choppy. We still choppy. So even when he was in college at Temple University, he didn't stay long, but he claimed that he graduated. You follow what I'm saying? Can y'all hear me on Morris World TV? She said,
okay, well, this is what I'm gonna say. There was
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. So like I was saying, when he was in college at Temple University, he didn't stay there that long.
Right.
And then he went to so everything he did in short spurts. These Marcuses, man. These Marcuses got some plug, man. These Marcuses, man. These Marcuses ain't right, man. They ain't right, man. Let me look at my channel, man. Man, I should have did it another way. These Marcuses, man. These Marcuses ain't right, man. Come on, man. It's just a podcast, man. Marcus and Marcus, man. It's just a podcast, man. Come on, man. We just want to hear the information. Somebody tell Marcus we just want to hear the information, man. This guy stop, Marcus. Come on, man. Everybody thumbs up while we wait for Sis to get back up in here. This is ridiculous, man. That's why we need our own, man. I try to tell you, we need our own.
I'm back.
It's crazy. But you said in short spurts.
So let me go ahead, because we back on. Yes. So he came in around the time. Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
We got to do hand signals. Okay, cool. All right, so around that time in the nation, Farrakhan was, he really wanted people to go into like the schools, like the universities, okay? This was after like the Million Man March, when he said he wanted everybody, all the brothers, to go back to their communities and, you know, get involved and become members of this society, that side, blah, blah, blah. So what happened was we was getting a lot of students from Temple coming to number 12, because we was right on Broad Street. So the students from Temple was coming to study groups on Friday night. And so that was a big deal, because now you have the educated Negroes coming into the nation. You know, and so the good thing was you had people that were in college registering. So they were also recruiting the young educated ones. You understand what I'm saying? So Marcus was part of that group that was bringing people to the mosque. So he would bring, you know, his group of folks that he hang around with to study group, and it would be a dope build. You know, we would all be, you know, doing the lessons and stuff like that. But fast forward, I'm remembering back, he always had an agenda though. He always had an agenda, because I could just remember having conversations with him. You know, it was kind of like you put that, like, all right, but you don't really think that someone's really trying to infiltrate like a whole organization. Like, who does that? You know? And he was in courtship with a sister there briefly, but he didn't stick around long at all. He didn't stick around long. We just kind of didn't see him no more. So we don't know, where he was and all that. But that leads us up to Muhammad's Islamic Academy. So let me know when you want me to.
Well, he always, let me say that. Sister dropping off again. Let me say that Marcus always played the card that he was a devout follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Anybody remember from the conscious community? That was one of his claim to fame, man. That was his entry point, that he was a member of the Nation of Islam in Philadelphia. But now it makes so much sense that he was pretty much a fly-by-night and an opportunist. And that would explain how he now comes up like he has his own little nation. And that explains. I was just telling everybody that, when he came to the conscious community, he sold himself on being a member of the Nation of Islam and a devout follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But there was something shaky about that, because he always seemed to go after the same teachings that he said that he represented underhandedly, not directly, you know what I mean? Underhandedly. So now it kind of really makes sense how he now got his fake own little nation.
Right, because
yeah.
I don't even know if he recited and actually really got his X, because we go through, or at the time we went through orientation, and then there's a processing time. So the processing, that's just like learning the culture, learning, how to hold posts and all the ritualistic things that go on in the mosque. But at some point you got to recite the actual facts and something else. I don't even remember. It's been so long. But anyways, you got to recite that, and then you get your X. Okay. So I don't even know if he even went that far. I don't know. But I do know he was there briefly, because I was extremely active the first 4 years of me registering. So I was always there. So I would know, if he was, continuously there. But no, he was gone like maybe by 98. Yeah, he wasn't there long at all.
So when was the next time did you see him? I know you talked about the Islamic Academy. What was that? A school? What kind of school was that?
Right. So Muhammad's Islamic Academy was an independent private school, and it was established by two sisters that came through the first. Okay. And originally they had they was operating it out their home, but then they were, able to get a building, and they were able to establish an actual school. Independent from government, anything. It was literally blood and sweat that went into this school. And Brother Marcus came along as one of the teachers, because he was a teacher to one of my children. I had 3 boys at the school. So he was a teacher, again, very briefly, because at the time, the Allah team was kind of involved. They were kind of coming through Philadelphia doing some things. Brother Tim, who's everybody know him as J Electronica, he was actually my son's 2nd grade math teacher or something. You know what I'm saying? So he got grounded with that school, and then again disappeared. Like in and out. They stayed for a very short period of time.
So in the school, what was he actually teaching?
So I don't remember exactly what subject he was teaching. It could have been something like maybe like political science or something like that, whatever he got his degree in, because we still don't know what he got his bachelor's or that bachelor's degree in.
He doesn't have
and by the way, a bachelor's degree don't make you a doctor. It don't make you a doctor, but okay.
No, he doesn't have one. What he showed was fake.
Oh, Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, okay, I got it. So whatever he majored,
hold up. I'm gonna try to pull it up.
Whatever he majored, and I'm sure he was able for something. Yeah.
So did he actually? You said he was in and out the school. So what did he bring to the school and what did he take away? Nothing.
Well, the thing about it is, I think he was studying at this time, studying the school and how he could infiltrate. Because when you're in the school, you kind of hear things about what's going on in the nation, because a lot of us were members of the nation. You know what I mean? So he was able to see how the school operated. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. I mean, he was just one of the teachers. So it wasn't like, you know, we were evaluating him and all that. I'm sure he offered the children like them. You know, he had a great personality. But he didn't stick around long enough to even see if he was a professional teacher, for that matter.
What was y'all relationship like?
So I knew Brother Marcus, like I said, from the mosque, and kind of like dialogue and after study group sometimes. We didn't have like an actual relationship up until we brought him back to the school. Okay? Because remember, right, because in the beginning he was a teacher. And then all the students liked him. He had a good rapport. And then he went away. And it wasn't until maybe 2000, I want to say 2005, 2006, somewhere between there, we were doing so well at the school. I was one of the parents that was very active in the school. So the way the school was running, the parents were a very important part of the school. Not only were we paying tuition, but we were volunteering. We would do fundraisers. You know, we were like a little community, to be honest. Okay. So around 2005, 2006, you know, you got to think ahead. You can't stay in the same, you know, small bubble. So the school was starting to grow. They were getting more opportunities. We were getting grants to go on excursions, you know, trips and things of that nature. But the problem was, when you're dealing with independent education and the children go on after 8th grade, how do those grades get transferred to the next school? How do they get credit for what they did? You know, like, it was all of the administrative stuff started coming up, because some children may had to leave, may have moved, and then they would transfer from the school and they wouldn't recognize it, because they like, what is this? What is this school? You know, so at the time, they wasn't recognizing the grades or the level that our children were in if we moved on to another situation. And so we was in the valley of decision on how do we do this so our babies can go on and have a good educational experience and get credit for all the work that they did at our school. And so we kind of brainstormed as a group of parents and the teachers and, of course, the owners. And at the time, there was a virtual school called PA Cyber. Okay. And PA Cyber obviously was a virtual school where children can, don't make me laugh, Todd.
No, hold that thought. PA something. Hold that thought. Don't hold that thought.
Okay.
So when you said that you met him as Brother Marcus, but he got a degree with Ali Muhammad, it appears that now it's even more pseudo, because during the time he was in Temple, you knew him as Marcus, and you said it's quite possibly he didn't even get an X. Now, I mean, he could have, but quite possibly he couldn't have. But now he shows a bachelor degree with science spelled wrong, with his name is Ali Muhammad. You can't make this stuff up.
Mm-hmm. That looks fake. You know, I have a couple of degrees, and one thing I can tell you is that they're gonna tell you what you got your degree in. They're just not going to put the degree of Bachelor's of Science. They're going to put what it's in. So this is obviously this don't even look real. Now, he could have did a better job. I'm a little disappointed. Yeah, I'm disappointed in him.
So
he could have did a better job.
All right, now what you were saying, sis, finish up, because I got a couple more things I want to share too. But go ahead, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this, Marcus.
So we had a part. So we were able to get a partnership with PA Cyber, because one of the parents, she has a background in accounting and bookkeeping and things of that nature. So she became the business manager, and we were able to present a proposal to PA Cyber. I wasn't there at the transaction, but it happened. Obviously, my children were registered in the school. But the big deal was we needed a full-time instructional supervisor for this deal to go through. Okay. And we were like, shoot, we all working and got 9-to-5 jobs, and the pay wasn't that great. And we're kind of like, who do we know that can do this? And so we started brainstorming as a group. Long story short, we remembered Brother Marcus because he was loved by the children. And, so we kind of went on a hunt to find out where he's at. I don't know the specific details because I wasn't the business manager, but, she was my sister. So, of course, she would relay information, but she really knows how that whole kind of thing went with PA Cyber. Long story short, the boy got the job as the instructional supervisor for PA Cyber. So he wasn't employed by the school necessarily. He was employed by PA Cyber. Those were the ones cutting him his check. And so that's what allowed him to be in the school full time. And now here's where it gets juicy. Oh, man. All right. So that was going well. The children were doing their online stuff or whatever. Now, at this time, the owner is deciding to do something different with her life. She wanted to give the school to the parents. It just didn't work out the way she wanted it to work out. Ultimately, she ended up selling the building.
There you go. There you go. They ain't got time to play with y'all. That's right. Marcus is not playing with y'all. So, fam, this is what I was saying, that at one time, he was going by Marcus. He was going to Dr. Ali Muhammad Bey. Good goodness of grace. Look at him. He been through these conscious people been through a lot of stages. They've been through a lot of stages. He now indigenous. Yeah, they've been through a lot of stages. Look at that. Dr. Ali Muhammad Bey, hyphen Ben. Good goodness of gracious. Y'all see this foolishness? That's right. It got 100K views though. Absolutely. Anyway, since this is back, I just telling people how he was Ali Muhammad Bey hyphen Ben. Good.
Right.
13 years ago. But anyway, back to what you were saying, sis.
So ultimately, well, before that, even before she was, she wasn't really focused too much on the school like she was, because she was in the process of selling the building, trying to find someone to purchase the building. We were having discussions on the parents kind of taking it over, So ultimately, I really don't know how it transpired with the school being put in his hands, if it was, because I don't know how that all kind of worked out. But what I do know is the business manager at the time, she was also in a transition with her life, and she wanted me to be the business manager. Now, this is where me and Brother Marcus's relationship turns left. Before that, thought he was a good brother, no problem with him. Cool. We talked a little bit about the teachings, that kind of thing. At this point, this is the climax of me and his relationship, how it took a turning point. So she wanted me to be the business manager and take her spot when she, moved away or whatever she was doing. So everything was fine. So then we end up getting a memo on the changes that are being made at Muhammad's Islamic Academy. And he put this memo out. And I can remember it being a letter because as I'm reading, it said the name of his group, ISIS or whatever. But in back of it, it said doing business as. And remember, I was telling you, I was trying to find that paper. And of course, I can't find it. But it was presented like ISIS doing business as Muhammad's Islamic Academy. So now my antennas don't went up at this point. Because I'm like, doing business as, I know about business, and I know when you're doing a DBA, something else is going on.
Yeah.
Right?
So if I can interject, it appears to me, but hold your thought, okay, that Ali Muhammad it appears to be he's hijacking the school for his personal purposes. If anybody don't know, Ali Muhammad was the head of this, I must say, some type of organization he would call ISIS. I forget what the name of it, what the acronym stands
Indigenous.
for. Indigenous. So
something.
that was one of his first. That was one of his first things that he came up with when the ISIS terrorist thing got popular. He kind of slid away from that and then slid into something else. So I remember that vividly too. That's a while ago. That's definitely was a while ago. But back to what you were saying, but it appears like he's hijacking the school.
Yeah. And so my antennas are up at this time because I seen the doing business as, because again, the school employed him as an instructional supervisor for a third party to manage the online component of the school, meaning he doesn't have any power or any say on what goes on within the school in itself. His job is to manage the online portion, to facilitate, make sure the students are, caught up, make sure they're on task, their pace is good. That's his job because that's what he get the check for. But gradually, he started involving himself in like MIA business. And it was kind of like, what are you doing? That's not your role. Your role is to manage the cyber school. Okay. So ultimately, when the sister ended up selling the building, we had to move to another location. Okay. And again, you got to remember, this is a time where independent education was not really supported amongst the masses. I mean, we was doing everything like completely different, you know what I mean? So we didn't have a lot of support. We just had us, and so we considered Brother Marcus being one of us, and we considered him putting the children first. Long story short, I think he ended up getting a building or renting a space under ISIS on Germantown and Erie. And so naturally, we fell in because that's where the school is now. They just changed locations, right? So once we got to that building, it just was different. A lot of the teachers that were at MIA, they weren't really involved as much. He started changing up everything, bringing his people in, and basically told me that I'm not the business manager. He done brought in somebody from his little ISIS group. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? This sister's a business manager recommended me for her position, and how you gonna sit up here and say that, no, I'm not the business manager? So we had a couple of words back and forth on that. But then basically at the other building, it was his whole team. Like, you had some brothers that he still kicked it with from the Allah team. And then whoever else was part of his group, and, no problem with them. They was just being supportive. And I'm sure they didn't know that he was infiltrating MIA. I don't think they were like, they saw it. It just was, you know, we get into school and he could have told them anything. He could have said the sister done gave us a school and ain't no telling what he told them people, you know what I mean? So they were just kind of rolling with the punches. So then the curriculum started changing. Now, mind you, we still got the deal in place with PA Cyber. We still got the deal. Now he's starting to change the curriculum.
What
He went out.
In which way does he change the curriculum though? Is it something in is major change or slight change?
Okay, so major change in my opinion, but I'm gonna let the people tell it, right? The big change was, number one, PA Cyber was dealing with the core subjects. So like math, English, social, you know, all those core academic subjects, okay? Because that's usually what the schools really look at when the children transfer, okay? I'm a teacher, so I'm talking education. So we had elective courses that took up the rest of the day. The big class that we had obviously was Islamic studies. The school was founded under the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So of course our Islamic studies is going to be the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad as we were taught. You understand what I'm saying? So he comes in and he's putting his people in position and they starting to teach us something different. Now, I'm not calling it right, I'm not calling it wrong, but I'm saying it was different, okay? And it wasn't like he, you know, got everybody together, the parents, and had a meeting and had a conversation about how Islamic studies was supposed to be changed. If there was a meeting, I wasn't there, and I would have been there because I was completely involved in my children's education. That's hands down. So he never gave a heads up. The way I found out that they were teaching a different doctrine was my son coming home and telling me, and I'm like, nah, that ain't it. And so I went to one of his people at the school, the teacher that was teaching it. Where your credentials at? Like, now I'm getting busy because I'm like, you're not going to sit up here and, you know, teach something that the children aren't accustomed to and then not tell the parents. Because in that kind of setting, because the parents were so heavily involved in the school, they needed to know, okay? And on top of that, he's an instructional supervisor for a third party. This ain't even none of your business. So why are you poking your nose into something that don't even have nothing to do with you?
Right.
I was a one-man team. I mean, I'm up there raising all kind of AGL. I'm like, hold on. I done took the boy outside, had a whole conversation with him. Like, listen here. So this is when stuff, at least with me, started hitting a fan because I need to find out what's really going on. Okay. Let me see. I've been listening, not saying, but I had a family member. Oh, there we go. It's Sick Philly.
But sis, what I want to ask you is this. When you talk about infiltration, right? Or when I talk about infiltration, when we talk about infiltration specifically, there's two forms of infiltration. There's one type of infiltration that is government-based, where they want to control the narrative, and even if throw misinformation, disinformation, and distractions. And then there's an infiltration where someone just trying to benefit off somebody else's hard work or somebody else's brand and then evolve it into their own thing. What kind of infiltration is this? Was this the selfish personal infiltration where one benefits off somebody else's hard work and now they remix it and make it their own? Or was this the government type?
Absolutely, it's number two.
Number two.
Yeah,
number two.
That's the kind of infiltration.
So basically, Ali Muhammad, he just took that which was established, weaseled his way in, remixed it, flipped it, made it his own, put his own people out, put his own people in, and put everybody else out, and kept it pushing.
That part, and then it didn't even last long.
That's what that was going to be my next question. How long did this last? That was going to be my next question.
Ooh, I'm gonna say, if I could guess, it probably lasted either 1.5 more school years. And I'm gonna tell you why. You ready for the why?
I guess I am.
Now, just to let you know, I do have specific receipts for what I'm about to say. Okay, like in writing, I have this.
Right.
Okay, so if that's what you need, not a problem. I got it. Okay.
And I want y'all to
So
know that
apparently,
before you go, sis, I want y'all to know that me and sis have been communicating for like over a year on certain topics that we were going to bring to the platform, different topics. Believe it or not, I think we even talking about the situation with the sisters in NOI at one time. The reason situation that occurred and the sisters. So when sister says she got receipts, I trust sis word because we been planning this for a long time. This just didn't happen yesterday, and we're just finally getting to it.
right.
But with that being said, I just want everybody to know that I rubber stamp sis, and if I gotta apologize later, I will. But I don't think I will have to. I rubber stamp sis because we've been at this for a long time behind the scenes trying to get it popping. But sis, what you were saying?
So the school problem now, by this time, I was telling you I was in a life transition, and most of us were, because we were seeing what was happening with the school. And so an intelligent person gonna plan ahead. You understand what I'm saying? We got babies we gotta take care of. We gotta keep it pushing. So we can't have their education being interrupted because some dude wanna do things to, benefit his own little personal stuff or whatever. The bottom line is, once these changes started being made, then I'm planning ahead because I'm seeing what's about to go down. I'm seeing that this is not going to last long because the way he's going about this is inappropriate. And so we had a PTA meeting because a lot of the parents started to complain. He started changing the diet of the children. Okay. Now, mind you, I heard you last night about the how to eat to live. I get that. I'm with you. But when you are instilling certain things with, people that's just getting wind of this teaching, or children accustomed to a certain diet, I mean, as you know, as a parent, you don't just abruptly change the diet with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I said that last night. I say, just because it's a conversation, don't think that I'm a cult follower and think people should jump up and boom, bam, bip. Nah, this takes years. Understanding the measure is what I like to put out. And if people choose to strive for it, it's okay. You know what I mean?
Right. So I wasn't saying, hey, he was wrong, but he started, we used to pack our children's lunch. Now they offering lunch. So most parents are like, that's cool. I don't have to make the children. But now we looking at what you feeding them. So again, we had a lot of trust in his brother. We wasn't really sweating him. We wasn't really, picking and seeing what he was doing. The children were comfortable, but administratively things was looking kind of murky. The teachers wasn't getting paid. Okay, let's not even talk about that. Teachers weren't getting paid. And now the children are starting to break out from whatever food he feeding them.
Nah.
So the children are having skin issues, the ones that are eating his food. Okay. Now you got a couple. Yeah. Now I'm not knocking the vegan diet and all that kind of stuff. I'm not knocking none of that. But what I am saying, again, you're putting out, he put out like a book called How to Eat to Live. Really, bro? You can't even come up with your own title. You put out a book called How to Eat to Live. And I'm saying to myself, where's your credentials to back all this stuff up? I'm not hating on his knowledge about foods and beverages. I mean, that's like nothing. That's nothing to learn. You could just open up a couple of books and experiment on yourself and figure that out. But he had this whole doctrine about hybrid food and this ain't real and all this other stuff. But I'm thinking, oh, you got a garden? oh, you got some land where you growing this non-GMO food? No, you don't. So you can't really say that because you don't have nothing to prove that you're doing something different. Okay, at least he didn't tell us he had a garden and that he was a farmer and he was, growing non-GMO, non-pesticidal,
Well, sis, at one
you
point,
know.
do you know
So
at one point
he was changing the food.
Can you hear me? At one point,
Yeah,
he
I
had
got you.
claimed that water is not H2O, and he got another type of water, and that he is going to be the first one with a farm. Him and Inky, they're going to have this farm where they're going to grow the most elaborate non-GMO and all of these foods that is going to be like space age healthy. I don't know whatever happened to that. That was like in 2013. And water is not H2O. That ain't the good water. The good water was some H450 or something. I don't know. I'm just saying it, but yeah. But that's what he was saying. So maybe is these people crazy?
Right.
But what you were saying, sis? Right. Oh my goodness. But anyway, so
right. And see
are you good? We got a delay.
Well, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that he done came across a couple of people, books or whatever, but he ain't doing his own experiments on nothing. We're clear on that. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you good. I can hear you. We just got a delay on each other.
How about now?
Yeah. Yeah.
We good?
Yep.
How about now?
Yeah, we good. We good.
Okay. So the children's yeah, we good. Okay, we good. Yeah, we good. We good. Okay. So, there was some skin issues among some of the children that was eating the food. So that obviously raised a red flag. What the hell is in the food? Why are the children breaking up? And of course, when they're eating the proper food, the skin detoxes and it's showing, whatever toxins was in there, whatever. The bottom line is the children are itching and they having skin problems behind this food. Okay. And my thing is, you're not a doctor, so you're not qualified to say nothing. You don't have a degree. You don't have a dissertation. You don't have nothing that proves anything. No clinical trials. You don't have no proof of your expertise. Bottom line. So, can you still hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are we still good, Taka?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, so then he comes out. So then we have the PTA meeting, and this PTA meeting was to address all the concerns that was going on in the school, the change of teachers, the change in Islamic studies, the change in the food and all that. Okay. And so, just like Brother Marcus, he good with that 85% though. Like he just be be running out and saying big elaborate words and sound real convincing. But I'm looking at him like, no, absolutely not. So now I'm focused on the How to Eat to Live book because I need a product that you producing, Brother Marcus, that say you got some credentials in certain kind of food. So in the PTA meeting, I start to bring up some questions. And I was going off. Yes, I was. Because I didn't appreciate what he was trying to do. And now we getting into the teachings and the messenger. And then it's just going places where it didn't need to go. Because at the end of the day, I'm here for the babies. And so should you. And his girlfriend, Asasia, she was trying to stick up for him. It was just a whole thing. People was crying. It was just a mess. A lot of disunity. People was realizing that maybe, this is not the brother that need to be, over our children. And then on top of that, you're not paying the teachers though. So the teachers was real pissed off because where's our money?
Where exactly was the parents paying tuition?
Right. So the parents were paying tuition. There was also grants coming in every year for like cultural excursions or academic, whatever. But for the most part, it was the tuition. It was the tuition. Yeah. But Brother Marcus was getting a check from PA Cyber. So he was getting a $40,000, $35,000 a year salary plus benefits. Okay. So he was straight. But you robbing the parents, the teachers too. They pay their hard-earned money for tuition, and these parents have multiple children in the school, and you're not paying the teachers.
And so now the teachers doing it for love because they don't want the children to suffer, and he's pocketing the bread.
That's it.
How long did that go on? Because people got bills. How long did that go on?
So I'm feeling like at the time of that PTA meeting, it had to be like 2007. It didn't last long because I would say by the end of 2007, they probably had, I don't think they had another school year after that. Right. They didn't have another school year after that because in 2008 of March, which I'm telling you, I got the receipts on, shit hit the fan. I'm sorry. Stuff hit the fan with the brother and the girl that he was with at the time, Asasi.
Asasi. Is that the one that called the police a bunch of times? About him acting up.
Probably, but
let me see. Let me look at it. Let me check the record.
Got the emails of the interaction. Oh yeah. Now this was March of 2008. His family life was in turmoil. Okay. So according to the emails, she ended up leaving him. And then the school was no longer, because I believe, and this is my opinion, that sister was the backbone to everything he ever did in his whole life. Because she was there, had all his babies and everything.
I think it's 3 or 4 weeks ago, we were arguing. He grabbed my neck and slammed my head into the wall. And he started choking me. The day before that, he picked me up. Let me see how it goes down. And let me see.
Oh.
Then the ex-boyfriend. And I think this might be the one that you talking about. Because this one, it was slandering my business, said he was going to kill me. Yeah, I think this might be the one allegedly that you're talking about, because he was fired up with sis. Oh my goodness. After they broke up, he wanted, according to the police report, he wanted to chase down the new boyfriend. He then threatened everybody. I mean, he just went cold cuckoo nuts.
Yeah, that must have been the sister, because in the email she put physical and emotional abuse. So more than likely, if this is the one that had all his babies, yeah, it's her.
I think that's it. You know what I mean? I think that's it. But with that being said, did you have any final words? Were you there towards the end, or you just watched it from the sideline as it collapsed?
Right. So I wasn't there at the very end, but like I said, that PTA meeting is kind of what set a lot of things off, because things were being exposed. So I was at the yeah, right. What do you expect? But I was at that PTA meeting, and I was the most vocal one. In fact, no one had my back on it. No one backed me up on what I was saying, because I'm just questioning the brother. I'm not being disrespectful or nothing. I'm questioning the brother on how is this and what makes you credible and this, that, and the other. And it's getting like, I'm the bad guy and I'm trying to, go against this brother. But these are some real questions. And I'm sure there were other people that had the same questions. Maybe they wasn't, able to ask or wasn't bold enough to ask. But what I will say is that they found out sooner than later on who this brother was. They sure did. And by that time, I'm set sailing somewhere. I'm doing my thing. My children is great.
in
but
your
I was
opinion,
taking it for the team. You know, I was speaking on behalf of everybody, regardless, because this is not right. You messing with the babies.
so look, in your opinion, that era of time and now what we see today, do you see a different Ali Muhammad, or it's the same Ali Muhammad, different soup? You know what I'm saying? And what I mean is now he act like he's a doctor. He claimed to be. Let me indulge me for 1 second. Indulge. You can hear me, sis?
Mm-hmm.
Indulge
Yes,
me
I
for one.
can. Yeah.
Indulge me for 1
Yeah.
second. 1 second. Let me pull something up real quick. With that being said, if I can, I want to pull this up right quick. I thought I just had it. No. I think this is okay. Here we go. So, even right now, right? He claims to be a doctor. Let's read this real quick. So those who don't know, because these are washed up grifters here. You know what I mean? We just gonna keep covering them to the worms eat them up. You know what I mean? Metaphorically, you know what I mean? But what I want to do, I want to share something with those who may not know who he is. He was very instrumental in the building of Sinetta TV, if people don't know. In fact, he was one of the first. Do people even know this? Let's do the trivia. He was one of the first. Everybody familiar with Sinetta TV, right? He was one of the first live streams on Sinetta TV. Y'all might don't know that. He was one of the first live streams. You know what I mean? Now, with that being said, let me give people an idea of who he says that he is today. All right. This is who he say he is today. Dr. Ali Muhammad, aka Chief Amaru Nama Taga Xi-Ali Muhammad, is a current chief of the Amaru tribal government. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know all these indigenous words. I'm sorry. I didn't go to the school that he was teaching. Anyway, government and the Aboriginal Republic of North America Confederation. He has been labeled as a New World polymath. I hope I'm saying it right. Specializing in several areas of study and application. Dr. Ali is one of the founding fathers of the indigenous government for Black people in the Americas. Dr. Ali also founded the Aboriginal Medical Association, dedicated to providing proper genetic-based nutrition, indigenous medicine, and indigenous diagnostic for Aboriginal people. He founded the ARNA Ministry of Health to further studies in Black biology and Black genetics. Dr. Ali is also a Juris Doctor of Law. That means he's a lawyer in some sorts. Dr. Ali also founded ARNA Aboriginal Law Firm certification program for Aboriginal jurists within ARNA jurisdiction in order to engage the issue of denationalization and genocide of the so-called African American within the international platform. Dr. Ali has also founded the ARNA Ministry of the Divination. I'm a butcher it. Hey, I ain't go to school. I'm trying to tell you. And cosmology, made to study Aboriginal spiritual and cosmology, astronomy, astromagnetism, and divination sciences. As a scholar of the indigenous civilization and Moorish Islamic, he's back to Moorish now, Moorish Islamic history, he has authored numerous personal books, textbooks, curriculum programs, and certification for Aboriginal University. Dr. Ali Muhammad founded the Financial Recovery Program to assist indigenous people at avoiding financial predatory practices and capitalistic system. He has also founded Aboriginal Farms and Farming Project in order to teach sustainable living. Dr. Ali formed Aboriginal Global Media to spread the message of indigenous government, culture, rights, health, education, arts, and community. This man is amazing. He is amazing. Did you hear all that?
I mean, by this time, he should have won 3 Nobel Peace Prizes. All the stuff he said he done did.
Now,
Taga, this brother had a license in barbering. He awesome barber. He could cut some hair.
And I didn't know that.
He let his license expire within a year. This brother don't finish nothing.
Do you think he's using his charisma and his know-how to grift to do what he's doing today? Because he's really he's kind of convincing to those who that don't know no better, obviously, because he's not letting it go. And people, it's like I told my son, I was like, in Baltimore, if you cannot survive in Baltimore, and I'm talking about economically, then you can't survive nowhere. Everybody got to hustle in Baltimore. You know what I mean? I say, you see the sock man over there? He's been there for 15, 20 years. And the reason he's there is because he's making money from socks. It's a guy that stand on the side of the road and sell socks. Rain, hail, snow, he got an umbrella, he sells socks. And he's been there for years. And the only reason he's there is because he's making some money. So my point is of saying that is that he's obviously making some money from this. And do you think that he do you think he's going to ever stop this?
This is what I'm going to say. Now, like I said, everything that I know about Brother Marcus, there's some deep-rooted like illness going on. Like, this is a psychological issue.
Oh, sis, I thought so. Go ahead, sis. Talk about it, because I want to share something.
This is a psychological issue, and I'm not a licensed clinical psychologist or anything like that, but I have studied behavior. I worked in case management in all different areas of case management. I'm also a mother of all boys. Okay. And what I'm seeing with this brother is that he's looking for validation somewhere. Okay. And wherever he could get validated, he gonna take it. You got a lot of ego, a lot of arrogance involved. And he only preys on weak people. He's not, see, let me tell you about Brother Marcus. Brother Marcus knew not to challenge me at that PTA meeting, because that was the last time I had an actual interaction with him, because I stood on what I was going to say, and I wasn't going to back down because he's a male, because he's Brother Marcus, or he called himself a doctor, or whatever the case may be. And he knows that much about me. As a matter of fact, maybe a couple of years later after that, I seen him at a Malcolm X festival, and we embraced and stuff like that. But it's always going to be love, because he know I know him as Brother Marcus. All this Dr. Ali and all this extra, I ain't trying to hear none of that, because I know you need a hug, brother. You need a hug, because all this mess you doing for validation, crazy.
Just the other day, a brother sent me this and said, look at your boy. They sent me this and said, look at your boy, Grand Sheik, your boy. And so I clicked on the link, and this man is talking about he's a pirate, and he's going to he's ready to teach, and he really put on a big earring, a patch, and a pirate hat. I said, what is wrong with him?
That's what I'm saying.
People? He was really serious.
I'm gonna say this. Yeah, something going on up here, because this ain't right. You know, like, it don't even make no sense. What is the point of a pirate? Like,
he was literally saying, I'm gonna get on my pirate kick today. I was like,
wow.
I was mad. Now, the funny part to me is that there is somebody out there that is dependent upon him for information that's supposed to reconstruct their lives into a better place of existence. This is the sad part, but it's funny to me that one would even trust that this one have the ability to help reconstruct their lives with some information that he's about to deliver to them. And you know what's weird about this, sis, and I want to yield the floor to you. What's weird about it even more is that I'm not a psychologist. I have to bring brother Dr. Asar Winkler in to dissect these things because he's a professional in these areas. But what I will say, one thing that I do know, sis, is that these people are really adamant about proving themselves for what you say, that acceptance, that pat on the back. If you go on his website, it is well put together. It is hours and hours of work that you can tell that this guy put in some work. It's a big grift now, but it's very polished. It is extremely polished. And so I say this, the same thing with Brother Polite. The same thing with Inky. The same thing with a lot of these people that seem to be maybe not 1000% in their right mind. They got a heck of a work ethic.
Well, let me just say this. This is what I do know for sure. When you know, as Black people, just in general, when we get a little bit of knowledge, it feels good to know something other people may not know. At least that's what we think, because we're in a certain, you know, kind of circle. Okay. Now, his information is fine. My issue is, where's the work to back it up? You know, because like, I'm gonna ride with you if what you saying out your mouth is sound good and all that, but I want to see something now. The problem with this brother, he don't never finish a project. I mean, he get halfway through it, he on to the next.
And his information is halfway.
You know what I'm saying?
I was saying that this information is halfway too, because some of it is true, but it's intermingled with some weird science. Yeah. But
some made up stuff.
Absolutely. I want to show you something else too. Hold up. Before you go, let me show you something else. So this guy literally is selling a health course, right? He's selling a health course. It's called Level 123 Health Course. It comes with free quantum analyzer. Level 1, a full health course on body healing, astro diagnostics, indigenous herbology, indigenous nutrition, psychological diagnostics. Level 3, indigenous doctorate thesis, agricultural certification, full textbooks, 2 total. Level 2, quantum magnetic, and these people need, and it's $3,500. I think people need to start. I mean, I'll be wondering sometimes, do these people have family members and get them some help? Somebody got to get these people some help.
Is he actually telling this stuff?
Like, you know, like if I was to do this, right? My mother, the real deal. My mother said, "Boy, what you doing? What's wrong with you? You all right? You on dope?" old school say, "You on dope?" You know what I mean? But nobody is telling him. But what I'm saying is, it appears that nobody is telling these people that, bro, you out of pocket. Like $3,500 to get quantum. What is it? It says, "May I ask you," and I'll yield the floor to you, what is a quantum analyzer? Anybody in the chat, please help me out. I'm asking sis first. A quantum analyzer. What is that?
I don't know. I never heard of it. I need to Google it. A quantum analyzer. I mean, if you parse the words and take quantum, like quantum physics, so obviously it's looking deeper into whatever situation, like what quantum, it's a quantum physics issue. Because I remember what he was doing even with ISIS. He's taking the metaphysical things, and he's trying to make it like he's an expert in dissecting and getting to the root of like medical issues. So he was propagating that he got the cure for lupus. Like, boy, don't do that. You get first of all,
I remember
So,
that. I think I
do you
got
know what it takes to find a cure for something? Like, now, what I will say is, I can't even say that he wouldn't have been drawing these ignorant people's blood because his wife was a phlebotomist. So she's licensed to draw blood. So I can't say that part. But as far as you professing to have a cure, you have no credentials or track record to back anything up. You just saying this stuff. You ain't putting out no journals of your findings. You're not doing quantitative, qualitative data. You're not doing anything. You just saying this stuff.
long green quantum analyzer. Detect any potential diseases accurately. He's
so it's a system. Okay. So would you hook it up to somebody's body or something?
Yeah, right. It's a health lie detector test. That's what it is.
That looks like that Dianetics machine that they put the hands on.
This stuff is crazy. This stuff is insane. And these people thrive on social media. And now let me say this, sis, right after, because okay, we are hour 30 in. That we're going a little bit over. I try to keep it hour 30. But sis, because I want to ask you a few more questions. I need you to come back. I need you to come back for the sisters. I gotta come back for the sisters. But right after that is when was the last time y'all had the school? When was the school actually folded under him?
The school folded, I'm gonna say 2008. That was the end. Like nothing was.
Right around that, the conscious community began around 2010 on the internet.
Yeah.
And you get.
Yeah, I do know that.
And that was the next step. He took all of that gaming, all of that infiltrating, hustling, and brought it right to the internet.
Right, because he has those curriculums. He called himself a curriculum person or whatever the case may be. Literally, it's nothing to copy and paste some stuff in the little Weebly website. That ain't nothing. But I want to see the actual, because I design lessons. I do that. I do curriculum design. I'm a certified teacher. I've been doing it for 20-some years. So I would like to see his stuff. Because my thing is, if you are calling yourself a curricular designer, who are the people going behind you saying that this is going to pass a certain standard? Like, where's your standards? Like, he doesn't even have anything that is convincing to the people in the educational industry. Because I can look at that website and I knew it was a fake.
But the whole thing about it is, if you are designing curriculums and it's actually teaching the public, there is some standard, and you can actually find where it's approved at. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
you can. I mean, I mean, you might have to do a little bit digging because there's so many things going on. But there has to be some rubber stamp approval somewhere. But he's doing it for his society.
$3,500.
Yeah.
He's charging $3,500 for this. Curriculums aren't even that much, not like the high-end stuff, like the Ayurveda, the yoga. They don't even nowhere near $3,500. And these are professional people that have been in the game, that won prizes, that won awards. They don't even charge that much money.
But hold on. I think I got something now. Let me see what I was. Okay. That was that. Let me see. Okay. All right. Let me see what else we got here. Whatever. Let me stop. I want to show you one more thing. I want to show you a few more things before we get out of here. All right. So that was that. Okay, here we go. Let me show you this. Here we go. So another thing that he sells is he took this stuff right to the internet. He was gonna give it to the school. I would imagine. He sells athletic full meal plan. Okay, we got that. Nutriplex, total body nutrients. And a lot of this stuff people buy from the Chinese stores and then they repackage it and sell it to people. You know what I mean?
Get that on Amazon. Yeah, you do the whole branding your own stuff. Yeah.
Obelix program for men, 3 to 6 months. That's $1,100. I don't know what that is. VT detox, that's $1,000. Viral stop 2 month supply. I don't know what this. He sell a bunch of stuff here. Yeah. But it appears
all he doing is he probably drop shipping. Yeah, he just drop shipping. He don't make these products, obviously.
Oh yeah, I gotta show you this. This is one of his courses here. He's a teacher. I'm convinced. Look at this. At the bottom one for $2,000, DNA methylating methylone test. I don't know. Don't start me lying. I'm not a doctor. This is an official DNA test that shows the entire DNA methylome and a full slate of biological risk of disease in your body. It calculates using Horvath method your biological age versus your Earth age. Oh man, this is what.
You can look that up though. Yeah. And you know, all that's about all that is about is trying to figure out what kind of health that you're in. So like say if I'm 40, my age might be 40, but my body might say I'm 50. So that's like a red flag.
But what training does he have to determine that he's accurate? That would be the issue.
Right. Yeah, he's just not qualified. It's just that simple. He's not qualified.
Exactly. So he's selling that too, man. These grifters are unbelievable. Hold up. We ain't finished yet. Hold up, sis. Give me a few more minutes. We ain't finished yet. I got what else I got over here?
I got time. I'm good.
Because I want to ask you a few other things.
Okay.
Hold up. I just said, what is that?
Wow.
All right, this is the one right here. I think this is the last one right here. All right. So, family, if you want to get some help from Dr. Ali Muhammad, I mean, listen, Meridian Bodywork, Focus, Healing, Indigenous Acupuncture. He does acupuncture. Did you know? An hour for $300. Required to have a shower prior to session. I would to have a showered. I thought I could butcher some words. Hold on. Required to have showered. I'm sorry, I did butcher that.
Prior to
have showered prior to session. On-site shower used for women only. What? He said the on-site shower is only for women. Hold up, man. This sounds suspect off the break. Bro, you sounded like Diddy out here. He says
he's definitely a misogynist. Yeah, he's a misogynist.
The on-site shower is for women only.
Yeah, he a misogynist. Absolutely.
Man, really, come on, Sean. Come on, Sean Combs. Extra. $20 extra. It's only $20 extra. For women now.
So did he have a location? Where these people where all these women supposed to be taking showers
at his house, apparently, I guess, allegedly. He said this body work uses meridian energy. So they got to get butt naked. Listen what he said. This body work uses meridian energy. Tools to alleviate conditions that are chronic, acute, etc., like rheumatism, arthritis, sports injury. So they gotta get butt naked and get this acupuncture. But first, let's take a shower together. I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop.
I can't believe he put that on there. Oh my goodness.
They tell on themselves. You let them talk. And let them write. They tell on themselves. Then it said, Beville said hidden cameras, man. He's trying to go up in there with them peoples, allegedly. He said, 30 minutes. Consult for Honor National. $100 for 30 minutes. This consult covers all questions for nationals about process of nationality. Then he got health consult online. Only no bioscan. 30 minutes, $250. This service covers assessment for healing and a video or phone conference, plus nutritional regimens. Supplements are recommended but not included. They are separate purchase. This guy,
Of
you would
course.
think this
Of
guy
course
is
they are.
the real deal. If you don't know no better to do your, everybody better start doing their research on this madness that you see online. This is just too much. All right, then I think of the last one, it says, for $2,000, it says this is an official. Okay, that's the DNA test right there. That's, I already did that. Hold up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the official DNA test for $2,000. Good night. Oh my goodness. That's it. Now,
What's the point? Here's my thing. Even when I decide to create a curriculum or create a lesson or and sell it, I'm always thinking about the customer. So the first question I have is, why do they need this? How is this going to help them in life? Am I even speaking the language? And nobody looks. So you got bioscan equipment, bro? Like, come on, like. This is just, it's really a disservice to the educational community. I'm a health teacher. I'm a certified health teacher, right? I got a problem with this kind of stuff because you just going too far at this point, because now you talking about telling people what's going on their inside, and you're not even qualified to teach in a regular school. You don't even have a teacher license to teach anything. So this brother is not proving anything. You just posting stuff, and people can't be buying this stuff, Tom. They can't be buying this stuff. No way.
I don't want to believe it. I definitely don't want to believe it. But this guy has been doing this since at least 2013. And I can't remember. I know a couple grifts where he got thousands and thousands of dollars and all of that. But somebody buying it because he's still doing it.
Well, I know for a fact that he's a thief, and he done took them teachers' money, and that's how I think he get money. He steal money, and he probably forgery and doctoring up, paperwork to make it look a certain kind of way. I'm sure he probably filed for bankruptcy on some fraudulent and got a couple of dollars because somebody didn't cross their, T's and dot their I's. Yeah. Scam artist, straight up.
Well, sis,
straight scammer. Wow.
Sis, because before I go, sis, I need to talk to you about equality as it relates to sisters in the NOI when you were there. Sis, can we have that conversation? Now, listen, any members of the NOI, don't be calling me. I will take any interviews that you want to critique, criticize, or even project information about the MORR Science Temple of America. We're just going to discuss equality as it relates to the sisters in the NOI, due to the fact that there's a tape that the Minister Farrakhan made addressing Reza Islam allegedly, and it seems to me that the sisters was, as Wesley would say, considered to be the second Allah. You ever heard Wesley say that? Wesley Muhammad said, man is the first Allah and sisters are the second Allah. And I don't know. I don't subscribe to that.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to that. I believe that we are all equal. We all play our roles, and our role suits who we are. And as gender, if you will, or as energy, our role suit that. And when there's no role supersedes the other role, both roles, it takes them both. They equal. They equal straight across the board.
I mean, you know that in the law of that's the law of physics, that it takes two energies. I mean, it's just
but
ridiculous.
so I'm going to be quoting some of these things that I've heard online. Also, we're going to play that recording, and we're going to break that down. And also, I want to ask you what you think about the Reza Islam situation that seemed to be swept under the rug, because it was a big storm for maybe a week or two, and then all of a sudden there is a mystery sister. There is no more conversation. Reza no longer is wearing his star and crescent bow tie. He's dressed like FOI, but he's missing a few key elements that we know what the FOI look like. And then he have security that look like FOI, and the security missing the elements that FOI. Now, anybody that been around conscious circles, we know what to look for when we looking at FOI. We already know there's something that stands out more than anything when you look at the FOI, but we don't see that anymore. But nothing was ever said. And you had a peep into the window of what happened.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, you know, most people will basically say that's my business or that's nation business. You know, no outsider should know it. But here's the thing about that. If you say it's my business and nation business, you have a whole bunch of people that are still registered, but they're not active. So as a registered member, we can know the business because we still part of it. Okay.
But,
and that's
but the
what
thing
they
is, I think it's and I try to keep up with the new era of time with the digital social media time. You can't be representing a group of people, a nation of people, and oppressed people, and not have transparency. There is no more it's nation business, it's more science temple business. No, once you come before this screen and you are fishing for souls of our people, you owe them an explanation when something is said about you. You owe that. That you don't get to. You don't get to hide that. You don't get to hide that. Now, back in the day, maybe so, because you were in your little community, you was in your little circle, and you know what I mean? Oh, what's the name said this and what's the name said that? No, you are in front of the screen, and you got thousands of if not millions of people listen to you, and they deserve to know what actually happened. And if you don't come clean, then hey, you're going to have a blogger like me to question and pick it apart and say, this is what it looked like. That's just the era that we in right now. Period.
And there's nothing wrong with asking questions and trying to find out, because that situation does not just affect that sister and, you know, the people involved. It affects everybody. Okay. This brother is going around still pretending like he's part of the nation. He was never registered, by the way, but that's for the next show.
That's what Jay said. He was registered. Remember Jay said that story last night? Jay said, yeah, they was trying to get me with reason. I said, that ain't even sound right to me, because I know one thing we know, again, and I've never been a member of the nation, but one thing I know is that when a person is registered in a mosque, that's like a family. Even if someone comes from another mosque, it's family, but it's something different. Like you say, you was mosque number 12. It's something different about that camaraderie there. Something different. And they don't get you to suck up to somebody, even if they from another mosque. It's still love, but it's something different about that chemistry because of the struggle, because of the work ethic, because of the things that y'all have built together. There's a certain different type of bond and a circle right there. And so when Brother Jay said that, I was like, they trying to get me to suck up the reason Islam. I'm like, bro, if you was in that mosque and you was FOI, that don't sound too accurate right there. I mean,
now Reza came with the Scientology package, so you didn't hear nothing from no Reza Islam before Scientology. Before the nation had that marriage.
But that was him.
He came with the package.
Wasn't he with the what's the brother Tony? Tony and Reza was the linchpin to connect it, bring it all together. Tony Muhammad.
Well, that whole Tony Muhammad story, there's different elements of the story, but for the most part, you know, the big boy, the minister, he been into Scientology since the 70s, so it ain't new. Wait
a minute.
Yeah,
wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't want.
Farrakhan been messing around with Scientology for a minute. The connection with celebrities, if you go research the connection with celebrities, the celebrities that's their religion, so to speak, Scientology.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have a celebrity center, okay, specifically for that population. Farrakhan is a VIP at the celebrity center. So this ain't I just heard about it and it supposedly helped it. Nah, you've been riding for a minute because you VIP in the celebrity center. In fact, if you go watch the Leah Remini, she got all the insight on the recruitment. Oh, it's a lot, brother.
Yeah, send me the link. Send me the link. I think that's good. That's interesting to talk about. Let me ask you one last question before I get out of here. Do you believe the minister was on the mothership talking to Elijah Muhammad?
No, we know that is completely not literal, number one. Not literal.
But he said he was there.
It's allegorical. And don't forget, when you go to Arizona, you start smoking some things and doing rituals. So you might see things or hear things, but it ain't really happening.
Oh, sis. Oh, sis. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to part 2. Sister Jamillah. Sister Jamillah. Sister Jamillah. Can we go ahead? Can we go ahead and mark the date now? When can we do this again, sis? I'm gonna get my calendar. Yeah.
Well, you know my schedule, so we could talk about that once we get off camera. But yeah.
This is interesting. This is interesting. But sis, anything now, sis, I know you got a really, really tight schedule, but I would like to have you on the show once a month. If that's possible. To give us some insight, because I'm gonna try to get my wife. I'm trying to get my wife to do a show with me once a month, because we need some feminine energy, and bring my sister Yasmin back, see if Jasmine want to come on, and because this internet thing has been overran by masculine energy. It's overran.
I mean, if you
ain't cussing like Meechie X, if you ain't cussing like Meechie X and or showing your behind like Big Red, Sexy Red, then you ain't nothing popping. So we need to try to bring perspective over here, from a feminine perspective, you know what I mean? Because hey, that Reza Islam thing, I really want to talk about that. Not Reza per se, but the mentality of the NOI mentality, the Moorish mentality, the whatever conscious mentality as it relates to sisters.
Yeah, it's sisters aren't as vocal as they used to be, and there's a reason for that. It's it's so big, it's really big. And the rabbit hole goes so much more deeper. So
Jay say he never said that. Jay, you did say they was trying to get you kiss up. Basically, you didn't use the term kiss up, but basically they was trying to. You said that, brother, and I can give you the clip. You know what I mean? I can give you the clip. You actually said that. But yeah, so sis, we're gonna schedule that. Somebody say this sister is right and exact. Hold on, let me see. Somebody say this sister is right and exact with her insight. I was in Muslim Mosque number 7 back in the 90s. Whew. Man.
That's just what that is. Man. I mean, that's just what that is. And when we talk again, I'm gonna be right and exact again, because the bottom line is the facts is the facts, and that's just what that is. The problem, people got issues with truth and facts. That's just the kind of world that we living in. And so you have to kind of put yourself out there to speak the truth and to speak facts, because people want to live in illusion. You know what I mean? I mean, we already in an illusionary world. So why do you want to keep adding on to illusion? It is what it is.
I was actually telling a prominent brother today in Baltimore. He's a prominent brother in the conscious community. And when I say conscious community, he's not on the internet conscious community. I'm talking about on the ground, boots on the ground, conscious brother. And I was telling him, I said, brother, a lot of people get mad at me because I pull out a lot of information that people may not know. And if they know, they've been covering it up for the last 20 or 30 years. Like some of them are very familiar with it. And they find that to be disrespectful. And I was like, how can that be disrespectful if we're looking at from a historical point? We're trying to look at the historical accuracy. And if I'm wrong,
Right.
sis, how long you been watching the show, sis? How long you been watching the show?
A couple of years now. So
Sis, haven't I always say if
yeah.
a person disagree with me, they can come on the show? I've never denied anybody to come on the show. Never. If I say something about the historical context of the Nation of Islam in relation to the Moor Science Temple of America, a lot of it is my perspective. But when you start to see the receipts on the screen, then you're welcome to come here and address it. But guess what happened? Oh, he disrespectful. I don't even think somebody can even remember I cuss somebody out in front of this camera. Now, don't get me wrong. I can turn into a cusser. Nah.
Right, I can too, just to be clear. But, you know, we got that discipline, so it's easy. It's second nature. But I just feel like, you know, we're in that age where information age, right? And so everything is coming out that people have been burying and all the secrets, because secrets cause illness. That's why the so-called Black community is so sick now, because they hold on to so many secrets. Don't nobody just want to be honest, tell the truth. You're not losing nothing. But you're not losing anything.
Right.
What do you lose?
Nothing. So, in fact, you won't be losing. You actually will be improving, because you don't have to carry the lie no more. You know what I mean? Anything you want to say in closing, sis?
No, I mean, I think I guess I want to thank you for finally affording me the opportunity to get on your platform, because I'm kind of one of those people that I come into contact with a lot of different people, but people don't know that I know these people. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just, you know, maybe by chance I come into contact, and then 5 years later, they a damn going famous rapper. And I'm like, oh, I done kicked it with such and such and blah, blah, blah. But I know them as a real person. I don't know them as the image. And so I'm saying that to say with Brother Marcus, and I have to refer to him as Brother Marcus because that's how I met him. And the brother that I met, he was a decent brother. But I don't care who you are. I'm going to call a spade, and I'm going to keep it real to your face. And Brother Marcus know that I kept it real with him many a times. And there's just love and respect there, because you got to respect somebody that don't discriminate. I don't care who you are. I'm going to tell you what that is. And he know that. You know, he really need to call in and give me a shout out. What's up, Brother Marcus? Because you got to.
You can't call him Marcus, though. You can't. You can't call him. People get offended. People get offended when you call them by the paper name. And
their mama, that their mama done named them?
That their mama. That's a brother trying to do me. Brother say, yeah, his name is Toronto Johnson. Like, yeah. Now what?
And right.
What? Your name is Richard.
You're not saying nothing.
Now, my name is Toronto. Know what that means? Know what that means, right. Richard? Richard. Know what that means? I mean, that means I was born in Toronto, and it has nothing to do with
people change their name. They change their name so much, you know. Like with my name, I was born with Jamillah. Like that's my actual birth name. You know what I'm saying? So people automatically think that you switching it up and you change your name. I ain't gotta hide. I mean, public information is all over the place. You ain't gotta do too much digging on people nowadays.
Absolutely, absolutely. But with that being said, sis, I'm going to be hitting you up in a minute and see if we can, or maybe tomorrow, see if we can do this again. I definitely appreciate this. Excellent conversation, family. We're going to be still on Marcus Thomas, Marcus Sanders, i.e. Tariq Nasheed. But in the meantime, in between time, we're going to bring some fabulous interviews up here that I've been putting on the back burner for quite some time, because I wanted to bring the information about the biggest grifter on the internet, quite possibly Tariq Nasheed, to the people. But peace and love, sister. Assalamu alaikum. I can't wait to the next conversation, because it's about to turn up. Peace.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yes, indeed. So, family, I appreciate y'all for joining me tonight. We're going to bring in we're really going to bring in I got a couple more interviews that I got to bring in, and then I'm going to bring some more research on Marcus Thomas, i.e., aka Tariq Al-Nasheed. But I want to get some of these interviews that I've been holding back on. I got another interview coming up with a brother that was he feel as though he was swindled by what's his name, Billy Carson. Billy Carson putting out commercials to sell shares, and this brother was taken advantage of, not knowing the ramifications of investing in these shares. And so boom, that interview is coming up soon. I got quite a few interviews that I got to get out. When people be talking that old crazy stuff, they be like, "Oh, what you gonna talk about? If you don't talk about Tariq," the same stuff I was talking about before Tariq. I always got content that I need to bring to the people, but I felt the need to, and I continue to feel the need to make sure that people understand that a Tariq Nasheed will pop up any given moment. And when you know all the aspects of the Tariq Nasheed that we see today, then you'll recognize the one that's going to pop up tomorrow. That's just what it is. So peace and love, family. Thanks for joining me. I will see you possibly with them. See what's today. Today is, you're going to see me on, tomorrow is Tuesday. You'll see me on Wednesday. And we'll have another phenomenal show. I think we're going to have a funny show on Wednesday. I got to do a funny show. I just hope that I make the thumbnail to bring y'all in, because we're going to laugh at these crazy conscious community antics from Tariq, from Billy, from what is that? Black, what's that? Brother Rich, Sinetta, Inky. I'm gonna just put a whole collage together of the conscious community. This is insane. The most odd and bizarre stuff that you will ever hear. You're gonna have it here on Wednesday. I'm gonna take my time. Tomorrow I'm gonna be doing some work, and I'm gonna stop early, and I'm gonna put it all together, and you're gonna hear the most weird, odd, crazy, bizarre conscious community stuff that you would ever hear. But with that being said, family, I want to thank you one more time, and I see you on Wednesday, family. We're gonna get busy, and it's gonna be time to expose the frauds. You know what
Check 1 2.
Yes, indeed.
It's time to expose the frauds. It's time for us to go hard. It's time to expose the frauds. It's time for us to go hard. Yeah. It's time to expose the frauds. Yeah. It's time for us to go hard.
Y'all hear that?
It's time to expose the frauds. What? It's time for us to go hard. Yeah. It's time to expose the frauds. Yeah. It's time for us to go hard. First of all, let me welcome y'all to MORR's World TV. Come on, it's time to go. Ain't nobody going to deceive me. Deceive who? Deceive you? Never on my watch. Time to go pull out the pot, turn up the heat, let's make it hot. Don't be tripping on them frauds when you're rolling with the guard. Hey, Crip, Sonny, Box, and Apple X, and Sean, Yasmin, and the Queen got Sean from the Shy, Candy Chamber, Ishmael Bay, and Sinsoon. Anybody they can get it if they gripping on the fam. MORR's World TV, investigating all scams. Gon' check my record, and please don't front. Come on, keep it a buck. I ain't been wrong once. From Sinetta and Polite, and Tatar, Tariq, Bay, Malik, Zulu, Shabazz, and Grandmaster J. Word to God to all the frauds. I brought them to their knees, but they ain't nothing. Watch how I do to Tariq Al-Nasheed. Welcome to another edition of MORR's World TV. I'm your host, Brother Tahaka Bay. Let's get on these frauds' neck, and let's shut them down. Let's go. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. That's right, let everybody know what's going down. MORR's World TV, we gon' shut it down. Share this to these 2 platforms. Thumbs up, the show starts now. Let's get it.